right, I'm the last one of the day, so you've almost made it. Thank you for sticking with us this far. Awesome. I'll just pull it up. Great. So first of all, I just want to thank you all again for being here with us today. Your participation and your willingness and your bravery and your contributions and you sharing your story, it's been incredibly inspiring. I just find these community days so invigorating to really get to know people in our community and to share that connection and to see all the hopeful and amazing things that are happening thanks to Dan and the whole team at CF Labs. It's just, it never fails to make me extremely grateful to be here. A tiny bit about me. I'll start with sort of the spark notes, but sort of my big thing is empowerment. So I think any health journey, you should hopefully you feel empowered and you can advocate for yourself, but I think especially when you're diagnosed with a rare cancer or a challenging condition, chordoma is both, I think finding that empowerment has not only benefited me personally and can not only benefit you personally, and you've probably found that it has in your own journey, but it also strengthens our whole community and accelerates our collective progress. So as we go through these slides, I encourage you to think about ways that you can make a positive impact, a positive change, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. In our Chordoma community, we need each other and we lift each other up, and that makes a significant difference. I mean, the existence of the foundation itself and the community we've built around it is solid proof of that. So a tiny bit about me. Like so many of us, I was misdiagnosed initially. When I was 11 years old, I said, "Mom, I have a marble on my tailbone, kind of hurts." And the doctor said, "Oh, that's a pilonidal cyst. Probably go away when you hit puberty. Don't even worry about it." And I didn't. But then 10 years later, it was still really hurting. And I've always been very active. I'm doing yoga, I'm doing theater, I'm dancing, I'm doing all these fun things. And my parents happened to meet their out-of-pocket deductible and said, "Well, okay, if it's really bugging you, I guess we'll get it removed." And my PCP referred me to a surgeon. And then once they cut me open, they said, "Uh-oh, that doesn't look like what we thought it would look like." And that's how I came to be diagnosed with a sacral chordoma at 21 years old. So I had my appointment 2 weeks later with Dr. Lawrence Rines at MD Anderson Houston, and I immediately felt like I was in the best hands I could possibly be in. We made a plan. That's not true. Dr. Rines made a plan, and I said, "Sounds good." Okay, because he made several plans. He said, "Here's plan A, here's what I want to do. Here's plan B, what I'll do if plan A doesn't work out. Here's plan C, what I'll do if that," and it was so thorough. He made it so that I could understand what was happening. He was able to relax my parents a little bit, which was my main concern at the time, way more worried about them passing out in the office than I was. He put them at ease, he put me at ease. We had a plan, and we did it. So I had a full-on block resection. That was pretty aggressive because he was trying to remove the mistake of the first surgery. And I thought, okay, I'm doing it, it's done. And then I left the hospital and I realized that that was just the end of one chapter and the beginning of the rest of the novel that is the long-term healing process. So I started to recover and I realized that recovery doesn't just mean physical, it's also my mind, my spirit, my emotions. So I learned a lot during that time. I learned that every small step is a victory, no matter how small it seems and how frustrating it is to get there. I learned that it's okay to ask for help, which was kind of a tough one for me to learn. And I learned that it takes time, no matter how much I wish I could just will my body into healing real quick. Healing is healing, it takes time, and you don't get to decide how much time it takes. So it took time for me to be able to look back and gain perspective. And that was really transformative for me because when I looked back, I realized I hadn't really processed any of it as it was happening to me. I was in survival mode. I was finishing my undergraduate degree. I was still in college when all of this happened. So I just sort of gathered all my strength and got through it. And then when I looked back, I said, oh, this was really hard for me and for my family. And I finally got to sort of unpack all of that. So I needed help to do that. So I found the the Chordoma Foundation online had some support groups, and that's how I initially got involved. Was I found the young adult support group, and it was really, really cool for me to see that I was not alone, because when you're diagnosed with a super rare disease like chordoma, I just assumed I'd never meet anyone else with chordoma. Very cool moment to be in a room with so many other people who have been affected by chordoma. That was such a pivotal moment for me. I decided to do a little fundraiser. I made some t-shirts and sold them around my college campus. One of my teachers told me keychains do better, so I'll keep that in mind. But when I found the foundation, I realized there's a community here that not only provides information and resources, but also hope and solidarity, and people who understand my struggle, and people who will share their insights and encouragement, which so helped me navigate the complexities of long-term recovery and healing. So it became less about just surviving and managing the disease, but also about rebuilding my life disrupted by and forever changed by chordoma. So I now consider myself not just a survivor, but also an advocate and a source of support for others, and it's the greatest honor of my life. So when I was first diagnosed, I'm sure some people can relate, I felt helpless, I felt isolated, I felt stuck, I felt like my whole life was all of a sudden turned upside down. So empowerment for me began with education, learning about chordoma, understanding my treatment options, recognizing how to advocate for myself in a medical setting, which we all know how important that is, how to turn my helplessness into action, active steps that I could actually take. I learned about the work that the foundation was doing to improve the lives of those affected by chordoma and to find cures, and every piece of knowledge was a tool that helped me turn fear into hope. So I felt so much less isolated immediately once I was connected with others who had walked similar paths, understood the challenges and fears that come with a diagnosis. It was comforting, but it was also mutual support, shared experiences. There's something about speaking with someone who just kind of gets it. So I started to examine, well, what can I really contribute here? Because I'm enjoying all the help that I'm getting, and I want to spread that. I want to share that. I want to exponentially increase that and return it. So I was solidifying my own recovery and growth and started to feel like I was helping others when I had insights that could help them. And I started volunteering to help my friend Caitlin run the support group. When she couldn't run it, I could take over and make sure that it still happened. So I realized that there was always a pathway towards making a meaningful impact, no matter how bad of a day I was having. And some were certainly worse than others. So I feel like my background is in the arts. I do theater and I sing, and I feel like my whole path in life sort of gave me these skills to talk to people, to connect with people, to support people, to encourage people, to bring my own unique talents and creativity to the table. And then I got connected with the foundation full time, and here I am, and it's the best, and I'm very grateful for the entire team. They've been so supportive and wonderful, not only to me, but to all of the other amazing people that I meet. So empowerment often comes from connection, and everyone in this room understands the power of shared experiences and mutual support, which is why we've developed such robust online communities and support programs for anyone affected by chordoma patients, but also caregivers and friends and family and aunts and uncles and doctors and physicians and healthcare professionals. When I was first diagnosed, I felt like, well, I'm gonna have to explain forever what chordoma is to everyone. The first time I say, well, what is that? Chordoma, I've heard it pronounced every way under the sun. And it's so nice to feel this community, all this ripple effect of, well, I've told all my friends and family about chordoma, and they looked up the foundation and they found out that they know someone who, it's this beautiful spreading of awareness that I certainly never imagined in the early days of my diagnosis. So we host several online communities, online platforms where you can connect, share, and learn from each other. Chordoma Connections is our private online community for those of you who are maybe not interested in being on social media, because we do have a Facebook group that's moderated by some amazing individuals who are here in the room with us today. But Chordoma Connections is our private online platform where you can even, there's a tool where you can search and see, has anyone ever asked before about leg numbness? You can look that up and find other people who maybe have that experience and connect with them. And it's really freeing to be able to have open and honest conversation about the not so great side effects of chordoma with people who get it. So we also have these sort of independent online groups that have formed and stemmed off from those groups, like this amazing survivor Mick Patempa and his wife Noreen have started a Midwest cohort that they have their own Zoom thing going. It's really amazing to see how it kind of inspires these friendships and these connections. I just had breakfast the other day in Chicago with a Chordoma survivor who lives in Canada, who happened to be in town, and now we're friends and we text all the time, and she's about to have her scans next week, and we keep in touch about that. She just has someone she can talk to about it. We also have our Zoom support groups, which are tailored to specific needs. So we have one for patients, one for caregivers, one for young adults specifically, and ones for our various international communities. And those groups allow you to ask questions, forge friendships. Sometimes we have specialists come in the young adult group. We've had a fertility specialist, a mental health specialist, things like that. And it's really cool to be able to give your feedback and say, I'm interested in learning more about X, Y, and Z. Well, we'll have a group that's focused on that, because I'm sure you're not the only one in our community who might want to ask those kinds of questions. I personally obviously enjoy our young adult group. I talk to them almost every day. They've been an invaluable resource to me. We also have our peer guide program. We have several peer guides with us in the room today. They're trained volunteers who provide a listening ear, understanding, and when requested, helpful information and resources. So that program just helps ensure no one has to navigate their journey alone. You can connect with someone else who had a tumor in the same location, or has the same side effect issue that you have, or is having the same quality of life issue that you have. It gives you the opportunity. You can volunteer to be a peer guide to help other people, or you can get assigned to a peer guide and ask them questions about their journey, connect with them, forge that relationship. And we can also go online on our website. If you've never taken the time to just poke around our website, there's so much helpful information on there. And one thing you can find is our uncommon stories, which are just short stories that tons of patients in our community and caregivers and family members have submitted. And you can read about other people who maybe have a similar journey to yours or a totally different Chordoma journey than yours. I highly encourage you to consider submitting your own if you haven't already, because those are such a wellspring of inspiration and of that feeling that you're not alone. I remember reading in someone else's story that they were initially misdiagnosed with a pilonidal cyst, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only person in the world that's ever happened to. It's truly incredible. So I always say the Chordoma community is the coolest club that no one really wants to be a part of, but we're here, and I have to say the people in it are the best people I've ever met. So whether that's a coincidence, I don't know, correlation for sure. As we've seen throughout all of our discussions today, we can not only help ourselves, but we can strengthen our collective voice in the broader world, which helps us all as the Chordoma Foundation is leading the search for a cure. So ways that you can help sort of add to that collective voice: you can put yourself on the map. Our Chordoma Community Map Initiative is more than just, oh, I want to look and see who's where. It's about connecting the dots between all of us worldwide, that awareness of our global community. It brings us closer together regardless of our geographical barriers. My Chordoma friend in Canada, we talk all the time. It spreads awareness. Educating others about Chordoma is absolutely crucial to our mission. So many of us had never heard of it until we were diagnosed. I don't think I've ever met anyone who was aware of it until they were diagnosed. So when we advocate, when we spread awareness, we're increasing our opportunities for research and support. We're ensuring that the needs of the Chordoma community are heard so they can be recognized and addressed. So whether that's through social media or community events or just personal conversations and connections, spreading awareness, it raises our profile, it attracts essential resources and attention. And reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. Every journey is unique, but every experience adds valuable perspective to our community. So your insights, your journey, what you're dealing with, your story, your presence, it's crucial. I encourage everyone here to reach out, join a group, share a post, email me, email patient navigation, or just talk to someone about your experience. It enriches and reinforces the notion that we're stronger together. After this, come up to me, I'll give you my card, I'll give you my email, let's chat, even if it's about, hey, I have my scans coming up and I'm feeling scanxiety. Me too, I know what that's like. Let's connect, because together, not through these actions, we support each other, we drive forward the global conversation about Chordoma, we advocate for our needs and the needs of our entire community. One huge factor there, and Dr. Kesari said earlier, I wrote it down, he's talking about a study they want to start. Hopefully the Chordoma Foundation can raise the money so we can do it. So how do we do that? We fundraise. So that's kind of where empowerment, community, and support converge to make a tangible, immediate impact on Chordoma research and care. Our story at the Chordoma Foundation is a remarkable narrative of patients, families, and friends uniting when they had nothing to accomplish significant goals. Every fundraising effort is a microcosm of the same concept, no matter the size. It plays a crucial role. These initiatives fund vital research, they fund our patient support services, they bring us closer to better treatments, they bring us closer to a cure, and they empower you to make a positive impact on our community. So by participating, you're taking an action that's benefiting everyone here, and it's not just about collecting donations. It's profoundly rewarding. I mean, my t-shirt fundraiser was by every mean a small drop in the bucket, and yet it made me feel so amazing to see the community around me rally and support this amazing cause. And now they all know about it, and they're on the email list, and they get to see what that $200 they donated 2 years ago, the way that it's making a real difference in the lives of real people who are battling chordoma. So I'm here to support that. I know the idea of fundraising is daunting. Some people say, oh, I'm just not a fundraiser. I'm here to support you in every way, shape, and form. I can help you brainstorm. I can provide technical, logistical support. You don't know how to work the thing on the website? I got you. I can connect you with other people who have done a similar fundraiser to what you want to do. We have people who do golf tournaments, pub crawls, all sorts of things. We had a bowling tournament for a while. I have someone who wants to do an art fundraiser. Pretty amazing. So if you're thinking about organizing a local event, or even just creating an online page, or even just on your birthday when Facebook is like, do you want to raise money for a cause? We're a cause that you could do that for. So no matter how you want to do it, how you want to use your unique talents and network, I'm here to help ensure that you can do that. So I definitely encourage you to just think on that. If there's a way that you want to contribute, I'll help you make it happen. So every small action that you could take will inevitably make a positive impact on the mission as a whole. Sharing your story on social media, sharing your story on our website, participating in a local fundraiser, connecting with another fundraiser, telling your friends about a fundraiser that's happening, talking about chordoma with someone new, answering a question they maybe had that they were afraid to ask. All of these actions are fostering empathy and connection within our community. I love that visual of the ripple effect, like no drop in the pond just stops there. It reverberates, it inspires someone else. And small actions are often the catalysts for larger initiatives. If you do a bake sale, you're not only raising funds that are going to immediately allow us to accelerate our research, but you're also going to inspire other people to get involved. You're gonna get someone who didn't really know what chordoma was. They knew you had some kind of cancer, but they weren't really sure. And then they Google it and find the foundation, and they're amazed by everything that we're doing, and they decide they want to contribute or they want to tell their friends about it. It extends so far beyond the immediate benefits that are raised funds and increased awareness. And you're engaging in the community. You're inspiring others to engage in the community. You're showing that your individual contributions matter, and your collective action is what's going to lead us to our next big breakthrough in research, our next big step that we can take in improving patient support, and eventually, of course, to cures. Every minute you dedicate, every conversation you initiate, every dollar or cent that you raise has the potential to change the course of this disease, as it already has. You are part of a powerful community of advocates, and together we are making a difference. So please share in the way that makes sense to you, whether it's writing, it's art, it's singing, it's baking, it's organizing a community event. Choose the path that resonates the most with you. I love it when people are able to express their own sort of individuality, and it's powerful and it's heartfelt. Your story is a powerful tool. What you have been through matters. It matters to us. It matters to others in our community. By sharing your experiences, you're providing hope and inspiration to others who are maybe at the beginning of their journey and just now navigating these challenges. You could be the person who motivates someone else to share their own story in a way that maybe they've been afraid to. They're afraid no one will understand. We understand. It's not just recounting facts. It's connecting through our shared feelings, our shared challenges, our shared losses, our shared grief, and our shared triumphs. So the ways to contribute are just as diverse as our community. Some are like, I was born to be a support group leader. Some are, maybe I won't talk, but it would be good for me just to listen. Both just as valuable. There's no one right way to contribute. The best one is the one that feels right for you, the way that makes you feel like you can make the most impact. And I'm here to support you, and the entire team is here to support you in discovering and pursuing those opportunities. I want to just again, to close, extend my deepest gratitude to each of you for being here. Thank you for your attention to all of our amazing presentations. Thank you to everyone who spoke or shared something today. Thank you for your courage in doing so. And thank you for your willingness to engage with and support our community. Your presence already speaks volumes about your commitment to our cause. I really encourage you to carry the spirit of today's gathering into your daily lives. Continue to share, support, advocate, and most importantly, keep those connections alive that you formed today, that just started today. Those are valuable relationships. And thank you again for joining us. Your actions inspire me. Together, we are not just survivors, we're a force for change, we're a beacon of hope, and we're leading the way for other rare disease organizations who are looking at us and saying, wow, how did they do it? I think that's pretty cool. We may be 1 in a million, but we're certainly never alone. Thank you so much. Oh, great point, Eric. So Eric, there's this thing on Amazon where you can, oh, do you like our staff photo? We went axe throwing. There's this amazing Amazon program where you can donate a few cents from a purchase to a charity of your choosing. And if more than one person does that, wow, that adds up really fast. So thank you for reminding me to mention that. And yeah, I have some cards over here. Please, if you're interested in getting in touch with me at any point in time, let's chat and we'll do that. Thank you again so much.